Hey grade 8s, welcome to math class. Today we're going to continue with some of the ideas we talked about on Monday and on Friday. This concept of nets or surface area of 3D shapes. Some of you were a little bit confused by it. We checked in on Friday at our Google Meet as a classroom, and a few people said a little confusing but not too bad. Give yourself some time to adjust to this. It's not really difficult, it's just something new. And it's difficult. What makes it difficult is we're not here together. You're watching me on video and it's hard to ask questions. Speaking of that, remember we have time every day to connect, every single day. I'm going to do 11 o'clock till noon every day on a Google Meet. Miss Olson has a little bit more flexible schedule. We thought maybe some afternoon times would be good. Not many people are making use of that. So make sure that if you have questions or you just want to come on and say hi, that you do that. We're actually going to start making some mandatory check-ins just so we hear from some of you. Speaking of checking in, a bunch of kids haven't finished their math quiz yet, and that was due last Thursday. And there was some science due on Friday, and there's still lots that's missing. So get your stuff done, keep up to date. Remember, you're used to 6 hours a day of school. We're only giving you, maybe an hour, maybe 2 on some days, so a lot less school. So keep up with your stuff. Anyway, today, this is what we're going to do. I have these three 3D shapes here, these 3 prisms, or 2 prisms in a cylinder. And we want to draw some nets for them to get the surface area. Now remember, volume of these things, I'll start with the triangular prism today. Volume is the number of cubes that'll fit inside here, 3-dimensionally. How many little 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter cubes can I fit inside this shape or the rectangular prism or the cylinder? Surface area is how many squares can we fit on the outside of the flat surface, okay? And a triangular prism has 5 sides. Has a base, this side, and these 2 ends. So 5 sides. And when I open up this prism, I get what's called a net. And it looks like this, okay? So a triangular prism is made up of 3 rectangles and 2 triangles. And to get the area, the surface area of the whole 3D shape, remember I do the triangle here, which is base times height divided by 2, right? And then multiply it by 2 because there's 2 triangles. And then I get the area of this rectangle, base times height. Area of this rectangle, base times height, area of this rectangle, base times height, and then I add all of those together, right? I can have a little shortcut if I want to get the area of those and times by 2 because they're 2 identical ones. And then the area of these, add them together, that's the area, the surface area of a triangular prism. A rectangular prism is very similar, right? Because we've got 3 pairs of rectangles. We have these green ones, which are the same size, we have the red ones, which are the same size, and the blue ones, which are the same size. And if I open up this 3D shape, like this, right, here's the shape I get. And I can get the area of the blue ones, I can get the area of the red ones, area of the green ones, right? And I could just add them all independently, all 6 sides, or I could get the area of those blue ones, times it by 2, area of the green one, times it by 2, area of the red one, times it by 2, and add those 3 pairs together. But that will give me the surface area of the outside of this 3D shape, this box, this rectangular prism. The cylinder is a little bit different because there's no straight edges, right? It's all curvy lines. But if you picture this like a pop can or a can of soup or something, and I make a cut right here to take it apart, right? I'm not going to lose any parts, I'm not going to throw any parts away or add to it, but just make a cut right here to take it apart so I can see what shapes it's made of. This cylinder is actually made up of 2 circles and 1 rectangle, right? So when I open this up, I get this shape. That's the net for a cylinder, okay? Now this rectangle makes up the curved part of the can or the Coke can or the pop can or the soup can, whatever, right? This is the circular part when you open it up. So that means the circumference of this circle, right? And we'll get more to this week. That means this circumference is the same as this, right? As I curve this around, you can see that the length of this rectangle is the same as the circumference of the circle, okay? So to get and I need that for the area of this rectangle. So that's the base, which is the same as circumference, times the height. So that will give me the area of this. And then the area of these, you know how to do those. It's just pi times the radius squared. So I need to know what the radius is. And I take 3.14 times the radius. That'll give me the area of this, times it by 2, because there's 2 of them. And then the circumference times the height will give me the area of this. And then add all 3 together. And that's how you do the surface area of those three different three-dimensional shapes. So no more to add to that today. And I'm not going to give you a separate worksheet today. I'm going to say, make sure you finish yesterday's, make sure you finish Friday's, make sure you get the math quiz done. There's also going to be science. I think I'm going to do science on Tuesdays, only Tuesdays. So one day a week, a little science lesson, some notes, a little worksheet. There was one last week. A few people have handed it in, not many people. Same thing, just take a picture of it, send it to me, just so I know you're done. I'm not worried about the marks, but you guys just need to be checking in with Ms. Olson and I, just engaging in this new type of learning, at least for the time being. Okay, aside from that, have a really good rest of your day. Make sure you check in with us this week in a Google Meet. You can send us an email, you can send me a text, whatever. Just check in. I really miss you guys. It was really neat to see everybody's faces. Last week, on Friday on our Google Meet, a whole bunch of kids, about 40 of you checked in there. We want to see way more of that. Okay? Take care. We'll talk to you soon.